This is episode 446 of the 3G podcast. And, the Switch 2 just came out. I felt a little bad we didn't have more to talk about with the Switch 2 because it's a giant piece of anti-consumer shit. None of us bought it. And honestly, looking at its launch library...
You have to buy it to talk about it.
I've
seen people playing World, and it looks gorgeous.
Does it?
It does.
Does it not just look like a PS4 game?
It looks gorgeous.
It looks like a PS4 game.
Do.
Turn off your sports betting.
What's that? No, that's you going live on Twitch. Apparently.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you'd bother with that. But, I don't know. There's just...
Hey, my sports betting helped fix my car this year, so...
Oh, geez. The $300 you won?
Yeah, it helped.
What was wrong with your car?
It turned a $1,000 bill into a $700 bill.
What was wrong with your car?
Brakes needed changing.
Oh, that's...
What else? Those 2 new fucking tires.
Yeah. Wait, only 2? Why are you only getting 2?
What else? There was some other stuff, but I forget. It's been a while. It's been several months.
So routine car maintenance is the issue. Hello? Can you hear me?
Stupid routine car maintenance.
There you go. But yeah,
I can't believe we're not playing something. Like, there's probably plenty of multiplayer games out there.
None of them that aren't pieces of shit. Hey, want to play Diablo 2? We can play Diablo 2.
You always play Diablo 2.
See, that's the thing. You don't want to play anything. You just want to rush to a platinum.
Speaking of platinums, I got another one for Dave the Diver.
Awesome. See what I mean, though? Like, the second a multiplayer game has any grinding in it, Greg's like, I'm out. I'm not fighting the same boss over and over again.
Have you got the platinum for Diablo 2?
No, that's not happening. That's not even the card.
Your point is all...
No!
There's no point.
No! This underlines my point. We don't need to get a platinum in it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, first of all,
we could just play it.
Attitude.
We have other goals we could do. There are things that could be done.
Tales of games are.
See, you don't care about getting platinums in that, so why should you care about multiplayer games?
That's only because the platinums are ridiculous and stupid.
Okay, well, that goes for multiplayer games.
It's like the crazy chick threshold.
No, you quit on Destiny 2, you quit on Diablo, you quit on every game that requires an endgame grind.
The crazy chick threshold. You've seen that bar where the crazy and hot lines intersect?
Disgustingly, the only multiplayer game Greg will play to completion is like Borderlands. That's about the only one. You know it's true.
I'm only not saying anything because I'm taking drinks of this wonderful smoothie that I have, but you're insane.
What's the name of that beverage?
How many multiplayer
Nathan speaking truth?
have I dragged you through?
Not that many. Multiplayer ones?
I mean, probably a few.
Because I platinumed Remnant on my own.
I sure have changed you over the years. I agree.
Not that much.
I agree with you. But there's more than a handful. Sir,
I was an achievement.
I've dragged you through.
I was an achievement whore on Xbox before I even knew you. 8 years before I knew you.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't start with me. Portal Knights? No, I dragged you to that. Minecraft.
It goes both ways sometimes.
Minecraft. That was split. We all contributed. Like, we're not doing all that bullshit in the Ender Portal stuff unless Rebecca's doing the farming for us. So we're not locating all these places without me building this house.
Minecraft, we have a system.
Minecraft is honestly one of the best podcast games because we have a system. Everybody's doing something. Everyone has a role. Anyways, we didn't talk about Nintendo because looking at the launch lineup, It's kind of shit.
Well, there's like 2 games, man. There's like 2 games
that
that you can't just go on the Switch and get, and that you can't go get on PlayStation.
What are they? Mario Kart World?
And like Nintendo Land.
Which
everyone out there says should be free.
The $10 tech demo that I've heard nothing but negative things about?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
But, people, I mean, the Switch is out. You're going to hear about everything there is to hear about, which is fine. But everyone says that should be free. And then they say, well, go look at Astro's Playground.
I mean, Astro's Playground was pretty good. For free software.
Yeah. And then they were so surprised it was fun. They made
They spun it off into it won Game of the Year awards from places.
And it won Game of the Year awards. I mean, can you have a bigger success story?
Yeah. Absolutely.
That?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. You don't want to give anybody anything.
Literally, Larian's entire business arc has been a gigantic rags to riches success story. A company that went from making janky-ass Diablo clones to making the Game of the Year RPG.
Robot some props. You don't have to bring Larian into this.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, there's so much to talk about this podcast, though. I didn't even, I don't know. I didn't even see these game shows coming. I don't know why. I feel like I should have been more in the loop. I just forget Summer Game Fest is a thing because it's like the worst possible brand alternative to E3. It's garbage. I didn't watch it. Because I can't stand watching Jeff Keighley. I will not suffer him. But
was that the Doritos guy?
Yeah, Mountain Dew King Doritos guy. Anyways, I didn't watch the Xbox One live either because Microsoft does so many bad things on their shows that I just fucking can't stand. Anytime Phil Spencer's on the screen, I want him to die. And every time they do that...
Surprisingly, he was only on there for a minute.
Twice, I think I saw him. And yeah, then they always do that world premiere. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Stop fluffing your own ass.
I'm sure some people care.
No one cares. No, literally no one cares outside of Microsoft. So the only one I watched live was State of Play, and I knew the Xbox One was coming. I totally forgot about Summer Game Fest, which it turns out, wasn't that big of a deal because it was pretty forgettable on its own. And the State of Play, I can't be held accountable for not knowing that was coming because no one knew it was coming. I think they said on Tuesday, hey, we're doing a thing. Also, hey, here's the thing. The next day. So...
That's the only one I've watched.
That was the best one. I will say this. State of Play was the best show. Legit 8 out of 10 show. Probably the best State of Play Sony's done in years. Years and years and years. And it had nothing to do with anything Sony was actually producing themselves. Sony was not responsible for their own success here. But,
Aren't they financing those Ghost of Tsushima games?
They own Sucker Punch, don't they?
Yeah, so Ghost of Yotai doesn't land anywhere for you?
Ghost of Yotai was nothing. Nothing on that show.
It was in it? What do you mean it was nothing?
Yeah, there was a very short trailer saying, oh, we're having a deep dive in the gameplay on
what am I supposed to do? Give them, give them praise for saying, I owe you one trailer? It's a trailer for a trailer.
Yeah, literally, it was the initial announcement trailer of fucking Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Greg's the only person here who would give Bethesda credit for that Elder Scrolls 6 trailer. It's they show the title and the landscape.
I'm not sitting here saying Bethesda's doing nothing for their own success. Yeah, they're making a game, buddy.
They're doing nothing.
They don't have to show it all off on this show, but I'm not going to turn around and say they're doing nothing.
What am I supposed to do? Praise them for having
you could start by not saying they're doing nothing.
They're doing nothing.
Listen, you live in a world of Sith extremes. And it's my job on this podcast to call you out on all your bullshit.
Okay, but you're bad at it. You're bad at it.
I wouldn't have to be bad at it if you didn't bring it up in the first place.
You're doing a force trick that can turn an annoying droid on and off, and I'm shooting out Sith lightning bolts, okay? Here we go. Here's one fucking arc for you. One, I never said they're doing nothing. I said they had nothing. I said they had nothing on that show. It was a nothing trailer. They participated not at all.
Anything Ghost of Yotai.
I'm
the fact
not.
That they're making a second one. I'm happy.
What am I supposed to do? Congratulations, you flashed the title? Who cares?
Oh
you
my
showed
God,
some
this isn't even
wolves?
the first bit of news about it. It's so far
What
down
news?
in the care category.
What news?
Retired.
What news?
Would you die?
Who? What? Oh, no. I'm leaving so I can redo this. I'm farming for something. You can leave before you complete a room, and then you can go back in, and it'll respawn all the things. There's some enemies I need to farm. Yeah, it acts like you just suffered a great defeat when you do. Your character even cries. It's like, oh, get over yourself. You're fine.
Were you playing Fantasy Life?
Yeah. I don't know. Like
I've not platinum that yet.
It's a long platinum. I've seen Jared playing this every day for hours. I'm like, how is he not done with it? What else do you have left to do in this game, Jared?
Getting Magician to Hera.
Oh. Is that it?
And some other classes that I can't get to Hera because of fucking Godfish.
Oh, is that something you just need to plant treasure groves until one spawns at the end?
I have not seen a single one.
I've seen one of those, like, god trees. And I imagine the godfish was just the same as that, but, you know, fish. Anyways, yeah, no,
so they showed nothing. I don't care. Just acknowledge that they're making another great game.
Okay, but that's not... Well,
that's all I want. Just acknowledge
the game's not out yet, so I'm not going to say
great.
they're making a great game. No, I don't know that.
It's going to be great.
Okay.
I know it.
I don't know that.
Why do I know it? Because Ghost of Tsushima is a thing that is in the real world that I assume you played. I don't actually know.
I platinumed it.
Yeah, fantastic.
But one good game does not.
Oh my God! Oh, you did one good game.
Well, you know what?
I know it fucking doesn't.
I imagine Hideo Kojima's next game is going to be a real banger.
God.
Remember when he created that one game 20 years ago that was good?
You know what? 90% of the time, it's a great indication. So shut the fuck up.
Is it? Is it?
Yes, 90% of the.
Man,
not always.
Bethesda really nailed it out of the park with Skyrim. I bet they're just going to release bangers from here on out.
Skyrim was pretty damn
good. Be quiet.
90% of the time.
Force toss your ass out a window. Jeez.
Yeah, you wish.
Making it too easy today. Oh my God, we got a whole crap ton of news. All right, there is one thing I will say about Ghost of Tsushima, not at the state of play, by the way. They released an ESRB rating for it, and it talked about how you can see a female's buttocks during the hot spring segments. And I'm like,
oh my God!
Thank God that they brought that back.
They probably have the same thing.
It's the same thing as in Tsushima. I'm sure it's the same thing, and that's great because I was sitting here wondering. I don't know why. Exactly, gender equality. I was legit going, are they going to remove that because they got it? Like, I had to see Jin's fucking flabby Japanese ass, but now they have a female protagonist, now we can't have her ass. Have the ass.
Flabby?
Everyone has an ass.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You just say stuff that isn't flabby.
Oh.
So that is a magnificent Asian ass.
Very, very toned. Just
there you
go. A tool for Mongolian destruction.
Yes.
Let's sit here.
A well-honed tool.
You know what? I'm not even surprised that you're sitting here, like, praising man-ass, because you're such a Kojima fan.
Yeah. I really liked Tsushima. Tsushima was, like, the best way for the PS4 to go out.
I think I made it my game of the year. The
fact that you can't even give them the benefit of the doubt after Tsushima.
I don't give anybody the benefit of the doubt.
What the hell?
Greg asked me, will The Witcher 4 be any good?
Well, it's not like they made Cyberpunk after Tsushima, okay?
They made Cyberpunk after The Witcher 3!
Yeah, I'm saying, these are not the same people, and it's not like they have a bomb between games.
CD Projekt is not the only company to make an all-time great game.
Was not a Cyberpunk a bomb when it first came out?
It depends.
Now.
Depends what you define as a bomb.
You know what? That's all I'm saying. If Sucker Punch gave you Cyberpunk after Ghost of Tsushima, I would agree with you. But they didn't. So give them a little faith.
No, I don't give anybody anything.
I mean, they did improve it a lot.
I would be surprised.
You should give people things, because
I would be surprised if Ghost of Yotei was bad. That said, they haven't actually put anything in front of me yet. What am I going to do? Fucking praise them?
I don't think they've actually shown any gameplay yet.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't recall them showing any either.
I'm not praising them for, like, you did one good thing 5 years. Good for you. Good for you.
I don't know why anybody hires you to write anything. I mean, you haven't done, like, there's no guarantee you're going to write anything good.
They're right! They're right! The only thing they can be assured of is at one point in the past, I could do something.
If the world was full of Nathans, we as a society just could not exist. It's like there would be nothing.
Are they paying me in advance for these guides? Are they saying this, like, Nathan is going to write the best Baldur's Gate 4 guide? I just know it.
In advance, maybe Persona 5 would have been a thing.
Maybe. But, no, that's the thing. I don't know if Persona 6 is going to be any good. I don't know if Larian's next game is going to be good. I don't know if the Outer Worlds 2 is going to be good. I don't know if any of this shit's going to be good. I have suspicions, but I've been wrong before.
You know what they say, once you're wrong once, you're wrong all the time.
And to be fair, I didn't really think Cyberpunk would be a runaway success. I was surprised in the ways it was bad. I wasn't necessarily surprised it was bad at launch. I mean, fucking Kojima, right? He spends decades making fantastic Metal Gear Solid games. Goes to Sony, and I don't know, I never finished fucking Death Stranding. I don't know what the fuck that was. I couldn't get invested. He sometimes people need, as much as he might hate it, like when I say he, Kojima, as much as Kojima might hate it, sometimes people need fucking someone right there with them. Oh no, he definitely,
like a coworker or, you know, a partner or something, to put them on the fucking straight and narrow.
Well, it's like that Square Enix guy who God, I can't remember the fucking character designing. I can't remember his name now. Starts with an N, I think. Nomura. He's the one who just, like, had a fit of pique one day and decided, we should make Final Fantasy 13 Versus a musical. Like, no, you need some... Imagine giving this guy a blank check. What fucking games we would have gotten out of him. Actually, it couldn't have been really that much worse than Final Fantasy 15, but... Like...
The game you platinum 4 times?
The game I platinum 4 times. Hey, you know what? Still better than Pathfinder Kingmaker. Oh god, we'll get into that, because apparently Owlcat has 2 games on the horizon. I said in Slack when...
Are they done with, Rogue Trader 2, but...
Are they ever done with anything? No, they're not fucking done.
Well, I meant, in that sense, I meant, are they done with DLC for Rogue Trader?
I assume so. But I said in Slack when I found out that the second game was made by Owlcat, I'm like, what, are they tired of only not finishing one game at a time now? I mean, they're bad company. They're a bad developer. I don't know what you want me to tell you. All right, let's get to some news.
My biggest guide is an Owlcat game.
Yep. Mine probably is too. Don't feel too bad about it.
You say that all that really means is that everyone buys their shit.
No, it's just their games are so obtuse. No,
it must be.
No, their games are so obtuse that people are like,
and
what the
everyone
fuck?
Buys them.
They sell a fair amount, but the success of a guide is only tangentially related to its overall sales figures. Like, not everybody bought East 8. East 8 did pretty good as a guide for you.
Yes.
I mean...
Did one other game, like, didn't the Time Spinner do pretty good?
It did a million hits. like 1.1 million or something. Fire Emblem. I was looking at this. Greg and I were talking about. Fire Emblem Three Houses did 2 million. Got a couple million guides up there. What did Rogue Trader do on Neo Seeker, Greg?
15 million.
Yeah. So it's just their games are a mix of. They have an appeal to CRPG fans, and they're obtuse to the point where CRPG fans will look up help to get through it. I'm not casting shade. It pays my bills, but you know, CRPG fans also try to act a little bit Souls-like from time to time, like they're the ones figuring out these builds and how to get certain storylines to trigger. And I gotta say, the amount of fucking views that I've gotten on my CRPG guides tells me that some of you are fucking lying. That's okay. You can be liars all you want as long as you're giving me traffic. All right, state of play. Let's start. Well, actually, let's start before any of these shows. We got some news before the shows. I'm not sure how much of this is redundant, but we'll go over it anyways. Australian Classification has published ratings for Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, which includes both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series versions, and Disgaea 7 Complete. Isn't this Rune Factory game the one that's on Switch 2 right now? Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's the one that everybody's liking, right?
It's also one of the few Switch 2 games that actually has a proper physical release, so no shade on this game. No shade on this game. It is nice to see that they're finally making Disgaea 7 Complete, because I've kind of been waiting.
Already a thing.
No, see, you don't understand. They've released one version of the game for Switch, and it sucked. Then they released another version of the game on PlayStation, and it's much better because it's not running on a toaster. This is the version that comes bundled with all the DLC.
Actually, I think you're probably thinking of Disgaea 6.
Did they not already...
Yeah, it's possible.
Did they not already do that on...
Disgaea 7 was simultaneous.
No, I am probably thinking of 6 then. But this is the first time they're releasing a complete that actually has all the DLC on this. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like, I like to wait to play these games until they have the complete version, because the DLC, there's a lot of it, and it adds a fair amount, and unlike some companies, they actually do release it. But
yeah,
it kind of been waiting for us.
Has some OP stuff.
Yeah. Just a little more fun there, so that's nice. That's nice. So it'll come out, I'll wait about 6 months, and I'll get it for $30-ish. That sounds like the plan.
I'm a horrible Disgaea fan.
Why is that? You haven't played?
Because I haven't finished 7 yet.
Oh. I mean, the only one I really played any significant amount of was the first one, and I got kind of lost in the weeds grinding stuff up. But I think that's a...
I finished 1, finished 2, 3... Actually, never played 4.
No.
Finished 5. Finished
Are you still
6.
working on your resume, Rebecca? Yeah. Rebecca had such a bad week at work that she was applying for new jobs.
Oh, goddamn. So. Hasn't she been there forever?
Been there for 17 years-ish? It's a whole thing.
19 with the whole company.
Oh, 19 with the whole company, 17, 18 at this particular job. She used to actually have to meet clients in person, but she decided that's not for her, talking to crazy people face to face. East Asia Soft will release a Switch version of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 Sisters Generation both physically and digitally in Asia this summer. Publisher announced it will include English and traditional Chinese text, as well as English and Japanese voiceovers. So again, after all this fucking drama about Nintendo going all Puritan on these Neptunia games, they're just doing what they should have done at the very get-go and releasing Asian versions of the game that get around the censorship. So, to clarify, this is Nintendo of America being prudish, and I guess
I thought they were the least prudish nowadays.
No, apparently not anymore. Well, remember, it shifted, right? Everyone hated Nintendo of America back when Fire Emblem... Remember, do you remember this controversy? We were talking at the time.
But it has not been that way.
Fire Emblem Fates came out, and they censored some of the stuff in Fire Emblem Fates. I can't remember what exactly, but
Something about touching the avatars.
Yeah, there was some like thing where you could like stroke the screen or some shit. I don't know. And they changed some of the lines of dialogue.
Give them massages or something. I don't know. It was it was very borderline
creepy, weird, freaky
basement type territory.
I mean,
to begin with,
it sounds like Senran Kagura stuff.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it's like. There's a Senran Kagura game on Vita where you have to like molest the back of your Vita to get a trophy and shit, and it's like, what kind of? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm all for.
I would have got that trophy.
You would have?
I would have.
I probably have that trophy.
I probably have it too.
I'm just saying.
But
if it stops me from getting a platinum, I'm probably getting it.
I'll molest an anime girl for a trophy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm not above that.
But no, it's just like, I don't know. I like fan service and all, but you know, there's at some point where you're just like stroking a cartoon character on a fucking screen. You're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, I got more important shit to do than this, don't I?
I have entire taglines of reviews that are just, what am I doing? You know, there's levels to this shit, and it's not just a trophy.
So, you know what, they should have released it as an Asian region game this whole time, and bypassed, because they were so dramatic about it, like, well, I guess we can't release them at all, and then, you know, they're doing a PlayStation release, and it's like, oh, okay, good. Well, I would have rather had a PlayStation launch anyway. So now they're putting them on Switch and, you know, via Asia release, whatever. It's fine. But there's a lot of drama for no good reason.
Say they're localizing the PlayStation versions, aren't they?
Yeah. No, they're already up for sale on VGP. You can buy you can pre-order the whole trilogy right now if you want. Yes, if you want physical copies of the Hyperdimension Neptunia games, which I do, they're already for sale on Amazon and VGP at least. I don't want to pay full price for them, so I'm kind of hedging my bets that they'll get discounted. The offices of Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks is reopened today following the studio's acquisition by Krafton in August 2024, the company announced. It is currently hiring for a number of positions for early work on an unannounced action game. Hey, Rebecca, you should apply there.
Hey, may as well.
Tango Gameworks.
Best known for The Evil Within, in my opinion.
They did The Evil. Well, they're not best known for The Evil Within. You're just gonna have to stop that.
What are they best known for?
Hi-Fi Rush. Yes.
Well, in my heart.
In your heart. But
before Silent Hill got a remake, before Silent Hill 2 got that really good remake, the closest thing that you could find to Silent Hill was The Evil Within 2.
It's funny how much Microsoft dropped the ball with Tango. Like, talking about how we need more smaller games, more award-winning games. We gotta compete with Sony for prestige. It's like, I don't know. It's like a fucking politician talking about.
Then they get a studio that does exactly that, and then
they throw them down the. Yeah. It's like a politician talking about how much they got to protect children and nurture the future, and then a kid comes up to them and pulls on their sleeve and they push him in front of traffic. It's like,
it was pretty much worse than that, because literally they just shadow dropped Hi-Fi Rush, and it ended up becoming a pretty decent success.
Yeah. And they didn't care. So, I mean, if they cared, they wouldn't have shadow dropped it, for one thing. And for two, they wouldn't have shuttered the studio after it was... Like, how do you think that's going to play? Really? I don't know. At least, like, set them up to fail before you shit-can them like you did with Arcane. Wizards of the Coast.
Prey was a good game.
Well, so was Dishonored. Wizards of the Coast has signed an exclusive publishing agreement with Giant Skull, the studio behind the Star Wars Jedi series, and God of War 3 director Stig Asmussen, for an original Dungeons & Dragons action-adventure game. Can you tell me what the fucking problem with that is?
Dark Alliance 3.
No, that's not an action-adventure game.
It's close enough.
This is Dungeons & Dragons, the biggest role-playing franchise in the world, and you are making an action-adventure game? What the fuck are you doing?
What did you think Dark Alliance was?
It's an RPG.
They make that from everything. They have a beat 'em up game, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, Chronicles of Mystara. But I don't know. That's
what
stupid.
You want it all to be RPGs and nothing else?
Yes. It should only be RPGs. It is Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, somehow I think you've already lost that battle.
It's
a
Dungeons.
long time ago.
It's Dungeons and Dragons. It should be RPGs exclusively. Why would you?
I don't know how to tell you you've already lost more than I already have.
Why would you pick Dungeons and Dragons as an IP if you weren't going to make an RPG?
Yeah, you could just do something original. You're asking for way too much.
An RPG isn't original?
I said they could have chosen something original.
Well, yeah, but they want
But again, you're asking for way too much.
They want the Dungeons and Dragons.
They like to feel safe.
I don't know how you disaggregate Dungeons and Dragons from an RPG. I don't know. That seems weird. Metroidvania platformer Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland. Jared, why is this on here? Will launch for PC via Steam, and you don't even play on PC, Jared.
What the heck is this? Little Nemo?
Fucking no. Is it like that Pixar movie?
No,
Little Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
This is Little Nemo, right? Not Finding Nemo?
Maybe this is how the fucker gets lost.
I wrote it after, so I don't have to explain it.
So, Jared, do you remember that NES game?
Yeah.
Nemo's Dreamland or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Are they really going back to that IP?
I guess so.
That's
Why?
crazy.
It'd make more sense to make the goddamn fish game.
It was Little Nemo was a old comic from like the early 1900s.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Capcom made a game with it on the NES, and I haven't heard about anything since then.
This is what the market is yearning for.
I don't think anybody knew about Little Nemo until they made a movie out of it. And the NES game was based on the movie.
Yeah.
Why not make another fucking Bubsy game while you're at it? Jesus Christ, just...
May as well, but make it a Metroidvania.
Fucking zombify every goddamn forgotten IP.
Aren't they releasing a Bubsy collection?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought they already did.
Nathan, shut your whore mouth.
Why? This doesn't make sense.
What you do.
This is dumb.
You do.
This is dumb.
This is your fault.
This is stupid.
I'm gonna play it.
I bet you will. Bet you'll get your children to get you 90% of the way to a platinum.
Don't force anybody to play Bubsy.
Well, trust me, that is not something that's happening on this podcast.
That's child cruelty.
All right, let's start with the state of play. This is a really good show. They didn't waste too much time in between game reveals. I mean, they'd occasionally have the developers talking, and I'd just be like,
this is a extremely Greggy state of play.
Oh my god, Greg is the most spoiled bitch ever. I have never been this spoiled in the history of gaming. Like, pretty much everything he could have wanted, he got.
It's obvious they love me, and they love me more than all of you.
That is indisputable at this point. He got pretty much everything.
Which also means I have the best taste.
What, okay, the same industry that's giving us Little Nemo.
I just learned about this Little Nemo thing. I gotta look it up. Tell me the full name. Come on, tell me the full name.
Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland. Seriously, are there any major IPs?
Wow, that art. Look at that.
Are there any major IPs you love that aren't getting iterated or revived?
Yes. First of all, where's Mega Man 12?
Didn't you just get a Mega Man game like 2 years ago, a year ago, something like that?
No, that's, you know how long ago that is? Do you want to... Apparently, Nathan just wants to feel old. What year do you think Mega Man 11 came out, Nathan?
I have no earthly idea.
Oh, it's just a year or two ago, right?
See, I'm an adult. I stopped playing Mega Man the second that games evolved past that kind of bullshit.
2018, Nathan.
2011 or 2018?
2018.
Well, that's enough Mega Man for anybody.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what are you gonna do?
That was a good game.
You gonna fight Needle Man? You gonna hold down the button to charge your fucking gun? You gonna jump?
You dummy.
You gonna run on?
Came out in Mega Man 3.
You gonna run on
a? Do you not know any Mega Man?
You gonna run on a treadmill during some stages? Maybe there'll be an ice stage where you have forward traction. Jesus Christ!
Mega Man 3, right?
Innovate some more, why don't you?
I'm guessing on Mega Man 3, Jared, but I bet I'm pretty close.
No, there was definitely a Needle Man on the NES. I'm almost certain of it.
Needle Man was 3, I think.
I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, you know what? Treadmill Man. Nathan, you just came up with a great one.
Probably.
I know Mega Man 1 was Guts Man.
He throws out treadmills, and his stage is full of spikes, so that if you land on the wrong treadmill at the wrong time, you just go into the spikes.
Oh no, you just gotta jump a bunch to...
Yeah, Needle Man was Mega Man 3. I totally got that right.
So yeah, Mega Man 1 was Electman, Iceman...
Okay, no. Back on track. State of play.
No.
We don't need to list every fucking appliance that ended up as a fucking villain in the Mario.
The answer to your question was, it could have been more Greggy. That's just the answer.
See, I thought you were gonna say, like, you didn't get a new Tails game or something, and I was gonna say, well, they're apparently remastering a new one.
That's coming out?
Yeah.
Yes!
Apparently there's a new Tails remaster in the works that will be announced this summer.
They haven't announced yet, right? I'm not missing something?
I guess, yeah. They haven't announced it yet.
People were thinking it's Abyss.
Didn't they already port that?
No.
Yes.
Abyss had a 3DS version.
I'm pretty sure I have that on. Maybe I do have the 3DS version.
I was going to play it on that 3DS.
Well, not me, but I bought it anyways.
That's how I played through Abyss.
That is not. Shut up.
It is how I played through Abyss.
You emulated it on your computer. Quit fucking lying.
No.
Nobody's believing you.
Whatever.
See,
what game are they going to remaster? Let's talk about that.
This is the Greg who cried wolf too many times. No one's believing your shit anymore.
What game are they going to remaster?
I have no idea. There's like 40 of them. It could be any of them.
Because Legendia is only on the PS2. It's probably the oldest one they've done nothing with, minus... Well, I mean, Japan got a couple remasters of, like, Destiny that no one's ever seen.
I mean, the oldest one is Fantasia.
Yes.
Which
but that did get a Game Boy Advance port.
Yeah, and it was horrible.
But it was brought over in English. There's a couple of Tales games that have never gotten an English release.
I don't think they're going back that far. I honestly don't.
There's Destiny 2... Fuck. There's a DS one that didn't get an English version.
Tales of the Tempest.
There are way too many of these games.
Yeah, we're definitely in my wheelhouse here.
But I think people were thinking it's Abyss because there was a trademark in January.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Abyss just because Abyss is it's one of the more popular ones for sure.
They wouldn't have to put in a lot of work either. Like they haven't done a lot of work on these remasters so far, and that one just seems like it would be fairly easy for them to do a low effort port of it. So
yeah, doing something like Destiny and Destiny 2 would be a lot of work. Or Legendia even. Like Legendia's really old.
Destiny would be a bit of work because it was a PS1 game.
Yeah.
Destiny 2
and even then, would they include Destiny 2, or are they just going to do a single game?
Yeah, well, Destiny 2 we never got. Because the Destiny 2 that we got was not Destiny 2.
Yeah. Plus, well, see, when I say something like that, that's me hoping that, they'll give us both. But, they don't do that. Like, they did that remaster of Symphonia, And they could have thrown in Symphonia 2 as well, but nah, they're not going to do that.
Which is weird because there was a PS3 version that had both of them.
Yeah, exactly. So they're lazier than ever, is what we're saying.
Greg's one of those guys who he'll hear a rumor of a leak of like a Persona remake, and he goes, "Oh man, I hope they finally are remaking Persona 2," when everybody knows that's never going to happen. Never, ever, ever. Like, what are we gonna? They're gonna remake a game where like the end boss is Hitler. Like, this is not happening.
You stab him with the spear of destiny.
So I mean, like, come on.
They brought him to the PSP, man. Did you know that?
No, I didn't actually.
You just picked Persona out of the blue, and you didn't know that they remade those games.
Well, no, I know there's a lot of fans who want like, you know, you talk about a port or remake of Persona 3 or 4 or whatever, and they're like, why don't they do 1 or 2? And it's like not happening.
Though.
It's not happening.
It happened
on the PSP. No one cares about the PSP.
Oh my god!
You see them putting that shit on the PlayStation 5 ever? Like, it's not happening. This is not happening.
There's been rumors of Persona 1 and the 2 collection.
Then again, they did put Persona 1 on that PS Classic. So who knows? Who knows? I have my doubts.
They might go so far as to like remake Tales of Xillia.
That's a PS3 one, right?
Do you think that's too new?
No.
I mean,
no, I don't.
The last one that they remade was Tales of Graces, right?
No, I don't think that's too new.
What came out after Tales of Graces?
I don't fucking know. I don't have
Tales of Xillia.
I don't think it's Tales of Xillia, this launch.
I'm just saying it's not out of the question just because of that, what I just said.
Ooh. Well, now you're not getting hired. Oh, did you already send it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, you're definitely not getting hired. All right, state of play.
She already got rejected?
No, she fucked up on her resume or something. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Like, people actually read that stuff. Pragmata will launch for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PC via Steam in 2026, Capcom announced. This, according to Jared, didn't show off too much, though, so still I have no idea what kind of game it will be, other than some kind of action game from the brief snippet. This is the outer space game they showed off way back early in the PlayStation 5's lifespan.
It has some little girl.
It has some little girl. Looks annoying as fuck. I read an article about like rumors behind its development. They were trying to ape on the success of Horizon with the game initially, but then they decided that that market reception of the Horizon series had kind of had turned cold, so they decided to go in a different direction with it. But that's just what I read somewhere. I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah, the Capcom game with the spacesuit, you know, that's actually not dead. It might actually launch. So we can all rejoice at this beloved game that we were all looking forward to finally getting a new trailer. Next up, it's going to be Deep Down. I got faith. Deep Down is next. Silent Hill F will launch for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PC, via Steam, Epic Games Scam, and Microsoft Store on September 25th. Publisher Konami and developer Neobards Entertainment announced. Pre-orders are available. I'm not a connoisseur of Silent Hill, so Greg will have to tell me if this trailer looked good or not.
I watched the trailer with it. It didn't show off a ton. It showed off some melee attacks with her and her pipe. She looks like her clothing gets torn up and ruined at some point.
Is melee
the monsters look fantastic.
Is combat like a huge factor in those games?
There's never been a Silent Hill game without combat.
No, I assumed you wanted to avoid combat in those games.
Oh yeah, it's better to avoid if you can, but that's mainly because resources are not great. But they usually give you a melee weapon of some sort that you wouldn't call efficient, but you can usually kill everything with it given enough skill and patience. Because your melee weapons usually don't break. Some of the games like Silent Hill 4, have enemies that are unkillable. In Silent Hill 4's case, it's ghosts that you can put them down, but they're just going to get back up and haunt you again, and just being near them hurts you. But yeah, I mean, it's rare for a Silent Hill game to have an enemy you can't take down.
Greg, Resident Evil 2 knife only challenge. Are you good enough?
Is it my third playthrough? Maybe.
I had no, it was, PlayStation 1 version of the game.
Oh, oof, yeah, probably not. Not without playing through it like twice first.
I had a friend in high school who was good enough to do that. He's the guy who...
It's probably easier on the PS4, to be honest.
He's the guy who hand walked me through Resident Evil 1. He's like, no, go left, go left! Okay, what the fuck is over here? Yeah, that was fun. Anyways, you just reminded me of...
I mean, other than ghost-type enemies or big enemies like Pyramid Head, yeah, those games are usually... Combat is a pretty big part of it.
Okay. I didn't see a whole lot of fog, but maybe I wasn't paying enough attention.
I like the monster designs quite a bit. They lean heavily into the
they kind of look like
Japanese horror, you know, where the enemies like twist their heads and do the wonky ass movements.
Yeah, creepy bitch comes out of the TV. That's the only Japanese horror.
Yeah, yeah, that and like mannequin-ish. They're kind of like the nurses from most normal Silent Hill games. They move in those erratic motions. People love the fucking nurses, so. You think it's for other reasons?
I think that
other reasons than the motions.
I think they might not be showing their entire hand. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. But still, it looks good. It's a day one purchase for me.
Day one purchase from Greg. Okay.
Yeah.
$70 day one.
Do I get a steelbook? I better get a steelbook.
Sure, but that's $80.
That's a day 90 purchase for me. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll write for it.
Hey, don't feel bad. Like Xbox showed off the Outer Worlds 2, and their price for it is $80. I'm like, nah, man, nah, I ain't doing that. $80 for the I love the Outer Worlds. I ain't paying $80 for that shit. I'll wait. That'll go down in price. Publisher 505 Games and developer Artplay have announced Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night sequel, Bloodstained: The Scarlet Engagement for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, 2. And PC via Steam. It will launch in 2026. Apparently,
that's my first thought, is that they didn't call it Bloodstained 2.
Yeah, that's... You know what? Maybe they're saving Bloodstained 2 for when they bring back what's-her-face, Miriam.
Yeah, maybe. So this trailer focused a lot on the church, which the first game had. Like Dominique was
the church existed,
a member of the church, but she
they were
was
a background
there
force.
And she was there in like a capacity, not as like a full-blown. We're going against this known evil force type of way, which they're going hard into this one with two different characters.
Let's just say they didn't portray the church as super benevolent.
Oh, I mean, are they ever?
No, especially not in
that's
Vania adjacent things. Yeah. Is it a trope, or is it just like this is what churches are?
Well, I mean, we could have a whole top 10.
We don't have time
churches
for that.
And video gamings.
Catholic Church, number 1. They're in video games. And they're pretty bad.
Where is the Catholic Church in a video game?
They're in a bunch of video games.
And they have to be called the Catholic Church. They can't just be something that represents the Catholic Church.
I remember playing Kingdom Under Fire. I can't remember. I think it was the first one. I can't remember what the subtitle is. On Xbox. And for some reason, they would always... They censored the word Pope in that game. They had a Pope. It wasn't the Catholic Church, but they had a Pope. And every time they said the word Pope, like, the voice acting would just blip off. And the first few times I'm like, did they fuck up that line? But, you're watching, you're like, are they just censoring the word Pope? What the fuck is going on here? So
that's interesting.
That's made me remember that. Kingdom Under Fire. God, what was that one called? I can't remember the first one. Anyways, Korean RPG.
So they showed off quite a few things with the Bloodstain. That's obviously been working on it for a while. I mean, it looks just like it's going to be just more action, Metroidvania action to me. It looks like it might be like Portrait of Ruin style with how the characters are controlled.
Yeah, 2 characters. One of them's active at any time. The other one is support, I guess.
Yeah, probably with more. Well, I mean, Portrait of Ruin had quite a bit of team up attacks.
I thought there was going to be a lot more characters before I actually read an art, because they start out in that church and there's like 5 of those fuckers that dude's speaking to. I'm like, oh, okay, you're going to have a bunch of characters. I wonder if one of them's going to be able to like jump higher or whatever, have more mana, or apparently that's not what this is going to be. So, I remember I showed it to Rebecca and she was like, why does everything in this game look realistic except for the fucking faces? So, apparently she's not super fond of the anime faces that they had in that trailer.
Mm.
And it is true, like, you know, everything is super realistic, you got the fucking metal glints and all that shit, and then you just have this, like, weirdly proportioned anime kid face. It looks weird if you think about it.
They do that, but then they went out of their way to show off all those costumes you could have.
Yeah.
Which was, in Bloodstain really wasn't a thing until you started getting, like, post-launch. And then they went crazy with it. So they just went crazy from the get-go here.
I'm sure they're going to add more. Is it just me, or am I the only one who kind of misses Miriam already?
She's a good character.
Like, I'm not signing up for a Metroidvania to play 2 dudes. Like, what is this sausage fest?
Is that not a brother and sister or something?
No, it's 2 dudes.
Are those
like,
2 guys?
Yeah, Alexander's the name of one of them. I can't remember.
I clearly haven't seen the trailer enough.
I read an article, and yeah, they both have very male names, so... I'm assuming they're males until proven otherwise. Alright.
I would hope to see her in some capacity, but you know who else I really want to see is Zangetsu.
What, the generic Ronin guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Voiced by David Hayter. That generic Ronin guy.
Yeah, generic Ronin guy with generic
Ronin guy,
voice.
but he was also an alternate playable character.
I didn't play as him, so... Not in my game he wasn't.
You probably didn't even play long enough to see that he was playable.
I got a platinum! I platinum the first Bloodstain. What are you talking about? It's there on my list. No, it's not debatable. That's what we call objective.
You could be lying right now.
I'm not. Why would I lie? You want me to take a screenshot? I'll do it after the podcast, but I'll take a screenshot.
You don't like David Hayter at all?
No, he's always been shit.
Oh my god. He did a perfectly fine job in that game.
Mediocre, scratchy voice dude. Okay, lovely.
He was one of the better boss fights. What are you talking about?
He's a Troy Baker of fucking generic, scratchy voice dudes. Right?
Yeah, you're right. Jared's right. Jared actually knows what he's talking about.
Alright, Square Enix has announced Final Fantasy Tactics The Ivalice Chronicles for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Switch 2, PlayStation 4 Switch, and PC via Steam. Or for any sane person, it's coming to PlayStation, because that's where everyone's going to buy it. Maybe on the first Switch.
Sold. This is the biggest reason this is the Greggy game of play, of course. All-time favorite game. I mean, what can I even say? Except for that their little collector's thing kind of sucks and is completely sold out.
It's dog shit. It's terrible.
Well, Square Enix has not had good collector's editions in, a decade, it feels like. I'm probably wrong, but
they've had good deluxe editions, but their collector's editions are bad. Like, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, if you just bought the deluxe edition, you got the game, you got a steelbook. Actually, if you bought it from Best Buy, you got 2 steelbooks.
I thought the collector's edition for a remake was decent.
It had Cloud on a motorcycle. If you're willing to spend $250 on Cloud Cloud on a motorcycle, then
it was expensive, but the statue was decent.
Yeah, it at least added something, but just didn't add anything that I care to actually own or much less pay for. This is just, it's better than the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 Collector's Edition, which is just like 10 acrylic standees for $150. It's like out fucking rageous. You're out of your minds. I don't know. I'm very negative towards acrylic standees in collector's editions.
I will say Tactics is one of my favorite games of all time.
As it should be.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why Greg needs to get us a contract to write a guide for it on Neoseeker, right, Greg?
Is that your greatest wish for upcoming guide work?
No.
What's your greatest wish then?
My greatest wish is anything.
Anything? I can probably help you out with that.
Well, I've been trying to get Howard to get me some work, and
Oh, okay. Well, if you're talking to Howard, that's all I would do. So.
Well, you're still working on Fantasy Life.
he's like, I don't want to take you off. I want your undivided attention.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know what my top one would be. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing the Outer Worlds guide for Neoseeker. I don't know. At this point, it's just like, what am I going to prioritize? Like, if it's a game I really like and really want to play, then I probably want to do it on Neoseeker because I'll actually get to write a fucking proper guide for it there. Instead of just, hey, do some map work and fucking do I'm gonna get paid more on gamer guides. But I'm gonna actually write something better on Neoseeker. So I don't know. It's there's a give and take there. I'd probably say the Outer Worlds.
Be right back.
So there's two versions of this game.
I would probably say Final Fantasy Tactics.
I mean, I'd like to do Final Fantasy Tactics as well. That'd be a pretty fun guide to do. Although I gotta imagine like all the builds and stuff gotta be more interesting. Although there are some tough fights in that game.
Yep, there sure is.
So I don't know. There's all kinds of things. Anyways, that would be a pretty good guide to do. I'm not gonna say otherwise, but there are gonna be two versions of the game: a remastered version and the original. All on the same disc, on the same cartridge. You know, that whole press the button to look at the old graphics thing at any time, which is neat. I will say this: if I've got any nitpick about this, the remastered version doesn't look that different from the original. Like, obviously they cleaned up the sprite work, so you're not sitting there counting pixels while it's on your screen, and that's good, but they didn't really change things up too much. That might be a negative or a positive, but it's not like they.
Well, the biggest red flag to me is that they have a remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it, called War of the Lions, which I assume you know about, but
yeah,
it adds in
new
characters and new jobs.
Yep.
And if they do not include that content here, at the very least,
they're not including
a fucking sham.
I think I've already heard somewhere that they're not including it.
Well, I don't think I've seen that officially, so we'll see.
We'll see. But War of the Lions is the version I played on PSP. I guess it also depends, like, what quality of life features they're adding to it, like having to step on level down traps to really min-max. I mean, it works, but can there just be a way to officially do this outside of battle? Like, can I just reset my class without going through all that fucking shit?
If they release a version of Final Fantasy Tactics that has less jobs than a previous version, that's crap. And that's low effort.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't care about whatever quality of life stuff they may add. I am going to shout that from the rooftops.
Okay, well, you might be disappointed then, because I'm not sure this comes with the World of the Lion stuff. The enhanced version will be fully voiced, include UI changes, a turn order on the left side, as well as top-down tactical view of the battlefield. There's also a speed-up function for battles. That's actually very nice. As well as some kind of difficulty options. There's a $200 collector's box, but it doesn't include the game. Worse than that, if you want the game, Square Enix will do you a solid. They will charge you $50 extra for the collector's edition and ship the game along with it.
Yeah. So what they're saying is we'll bundle it and there will be absolutely zero savings.
Yes. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but like hoping that this will come with War of the Lions is That's optimistic as shit. Because I don't think it's going to... It's actually getting me a little bit worried about, like, if they inevitably do port Dragon Quest VIII, I'm going to want that 3DS stuff to be ported over. And
yeah, you're going to lose the character.
To the two characters.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Red and, what's his name? The arena guy.
Monster guy.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I forget it too.
But anyways...
Morty or Marty or something like that.
It's an M, that's for sure. Anyways, before you sit here and doom and gloom and bitch and moan about this,
hey,
this
everyone
dream game...
everyone should hold them to a standard.
Well, it's a little late for that. It's Square Enix, come on. Mori, there you go.
Mori, that's it. It's
Jared, you are not
Jared
the
came
father.
Through the door. Like Kramer.
Just bursts up on the door. Mori.
Yeah, exactly. But Jared, everyone should agree with me, and like the mere fact that they may or may not do it should be beside the point. It's the principle of the thing.
Yes, but it's Square Enix. Like, did they just strike you as the most hardworking, robust?
If they don't include the new jobs that came with War of the Lions, they are doing a disservice to all Final Fantasy Tactics fans.
Well, from what I've heard is that there was only one job that was actually really good and unique. The rest were just like combinations of other jobs that are already in the game.
You're thinking of Dark Knight?
Yeah. I didn't play the PSP version.
Oh, they added in Dark. As far as I remember, they added in Dark Knight and Onion Knight, and that's it.
So did you play?
They added new characters as well.
Did you play the PSP version, Greg?
I did.
Okay, so you actually went back and played this twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
They added in Balthier, and they added in Luso. I might be butchering that name.
Luso from Tactics Advance 2.
Yeah, Balthier was a really good character. Like, his skill set was like an enhanced Mustadio.
Like, they gotta keep Cloud and shit from the original, right?
I mean...
Pretty sure Cloud was in the original.
Yeah,
you would hope
sure
so. But knowing these fucking misers...
So, like, how much will that ruin your day if you find out none of the War of the Lion content is gonna come over?
It would be pretty... It'd bum me out quite a bit.
Day one buy still or not?
Probably not. Dude, fuck them. They don't deserve a day one buy.
Well, what if we get a guide for it?
Oh, yeah, if I get a guide for it, day one, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just wondering how unreasonable you are.
No, I'm not insane.
Okay. I mean... We'll put a pin on that for now, but... See, look at this. Greg, like, the one game he wanted more than anything else, he got, and he's like, that's not perfect! They could have added more stuff to it.
It's not even... How hard is it to include what you've already done?
You'd think it'd be pretty easy.
It's not like I'm asking for the moon. It's not like I'm asking for 2 new jobs and a new character.
Well,
it's
how
not like
hard
I'm asking for Act 5.
Why not?
Come on.
How hard is it to add female MC to Persona 3 Reload?
Right?
Should have been easy.
Should have been easy.
God damn it. Still makes me salty. Although, you know, Reload
How
is still
hard
pretty
would
good.
it be to add more of the... Because think about it. Like, Final Fantasy Tactics had... Like, who's the main protagonist?
Dude.
What?
In the end.
Oh.
What?
Everyone likes Agrias, right?
The Lucavi.
Oh, no one likes him.
I can't believe you guys aren't saying this. But the Zodiacs, did they feature them all? Fuck no. There's more they could feature. We could fight against every single one of the 12.
13.
Okay, but look at the graphics for the game. Does it look like they're putting in a lot of work?
They do count I'm counting the end boss.
I'm just
They
saying.
could do better. I mean, let's. I mean, we also have to face the fact that. I mean, look at Tactics Ogre. That was episode what, 5, 6, 7. Like they never finished the saga. Yasmat sure does like scoping things out and then not finishing them.
You're getting Final Fantasy Tactics, Greg. Quit your bitching. There, that's all I gotta say about it. Everybody's Golf, Hot Shots, will launch. Didn't we just get one of these fucking games? It's a chibi golf game where you can make a character and waste your time. There, Everybody's Golf is coming out.
There's gotta be like a dozen of those games.
And there's gotta be a dozen fans
They
of it,
keep
too.
selling.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of the games. I've played 1 and 2 on PS1.
You barely played the last one that came out.
It's because it had some weird online shit and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, how do you know this one won't?
I mean, it'll have online, but it won't be like online only or something.
No, you got high hopes.
Look at the games Camelot used to make, and you'll just get depressed.
Wait, this is Camelot?
Who do you think's been making Hot Shots Golf, buddy?
The Shining Force people are making Hot Shots Golf now?
Wait. Camelot made the first one.
Okay.
And a company called Clap Hands made all the other ones.
Okay. I was about to get upset, man. I was about to get upset. that they put the Shining Force people in the fucking Hot Shots Golf mines.
Well, you ready to get upset?
I'm already upset. I know that Camelot's been wasted.
Oh yeah, no, I'm thinking of Mario Golf, aren't I, Jared?
Camelot makes all the Mario sports games.
Garbage.
Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, Mario Golf Advanced Tour.
That's just a shame. That's just a shame. No, I've said
They've
this
been
before.
doing it since 1999. They took a break in 2001 and 2002 and gave us the Golden Sun games, and then right back into the Mario Golf mines.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, Shining Force should be the opposing force to Fire Emblem. It really should.
They took a break in 2010 and made that third Golden Sun game, then right back into the Mario sports mines.
Oh, it's not like Golden Sun is that great of a franchise. Oh no, I'm thinking Golden Axe. Never mind. I'm thinking something else.
I was about to say, those first two games are fucking classics.
You go listen to that battle theme for the first Shining Force game and try not to get pumped.
You go listen to that battle theme for the first Golden Sun game and try not to go bang along with it. That's what you're gonna say, right?
I'm gonna tell you what. Okay, imagine Fire Emblem, right? Except every time you start a battle, instead of just like amping up the ambient stage music, they have just this entirely different track that plays out of nowhere, and it's really only got like a few seconds of unique music at the beginning, and then it kind of just like goes into a loop towards the end. It's the Genesis 16-bit system, right? So imagine how annoying that would have to get every time you like start an encounter with an enemy on the map. It's gonna play the same music over and over and over again. You're gonna have to hear this hundreds, if not thousands of times over the course of the game. And then I'm going to tell you, it never gets old. It's that fucking good.
Oh yeah, they've got some awesome music. It's a shame none of that transferred to the third Golden Sun game.
Shame that none of that transferred to the later Shining Force games.
We need to look up this person. Oh, was that? That may have been the Tales of guy. Well, Matoi Sakuraba? That may have been him.
Jared, I think I need to.
Who wrote that?
I think I need to deduct points from Fantasy Life.
What?
You don't know how much I hate it when you're fighting an enemy and they get too far away from their spawning point, and then they zone out and then they regain life. Oh, it's so fucking annoying.
Dude, it was Matoi Sakuraba. Sakuraba, Jesus Christ.
Who did what?
who did that Golden Sun battle theme.
I don't care about the Golden Sun
He's
battle. I'm talking
probably
about
the
Shining
same guy
Force.
He's probably the same guy.
I don't know. We'll see. It's so good. It's so good.
What's the name of the song, though? Probably just typing in battle theme isn't good enough.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I'd have to find it.
Masahiko Yoshimura. Circus battle theme?
No, that's that. See, they have stage music and then they have encounter music, and the one that is really good is the encounter music. They got clever in other games where they would have different music playing if like the enemies attacked you or you attack the enemies, and this is the same for all of it, and it just works. It just works. Where the hell is it?
Yes, I'm awake.
Oh, here it is.
This Tales of Symphonia 2 game has like all the skits ever. Definitely one of the more skit-heavy games.
Oh, we got an echo. Hold on. All right, I got it. I got it for you. Peak Genesis music. Well, not quite. Streets of Rage 2 is peak Genesis music.
Oh my god, that soundtrack is a banger.
Along with Phantasy Star 4. Those are both really great soundtracks on the Genesis, but Shining Force is up there, man. Shining Force is really good as far as like Genesis music goes. And yes, SNES had better music it overall, but if you knew what the Genesis could do and were willing to work with it, you could make some pretty sweet shit on the Genesis. 2D side-scrolling action platformer Ninja Gaiden Ragebound will launch for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, PC via Steam on July 31st. Publisher Dotemu and developer of the Game Kitchen announced the demo will be available for PC as part of Steam Next Fest, June 2025 edition from June 9th to the 16th. So if you care about Ninja Gaiden, there you go. You'll get to play.
I mean, Ninja Gaiden. Do you have no interest in Ninja Gaiden?
Not a bit.
Have you ever played Ninja Gaiden?
I played the first one on the Genesis. Go on, ask if I beat it. Not Genesis, the NES.
I don't need to ask.
Of course I didn't fucking beat it. Are you crazy?
Those games are hard. All three of them. All three of the NES ones are rough. You can barely beat them with emulators.
Maybe I could beat them today. Definitely I could beat them on emulators, but I could not do it as a kid.
You say that, but there's a timer.
That's okay. I've got quick save, quick load. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but your quick save, you may have wasted a couple seconds that you couldn't afford to waste.
That's fine. I've got save slots too.
You didn't know it until the very end.
I got this. I've been able to beat some games on emulator.
Okay, I'm just saying, I would, if you were streaming them, I'm not sure I would bet for you.
Oh, you'd be seeing a lot of saves coming. But I beat the first Castlevania on emulator. It's not that bad when when Dracula doesn't actually get to hit you. Fuck you, that didn't hit. I jumped over it. Eat my ass. Alright. What else we got here? Atari-owned developer Digital Eclipse, in cooperation with Warner Brothers Games, has announced Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Switch 2, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I'm sure somebody will buy them. I'm sure it's worth putting out to make money.
I'm pretty sure...
I have zero interest.
I'm pretty sure I spent...
I'd rather play Ninja Gaiden.
Okay, well, you can be wrong with that one, but I spent $1 back in the day to get, like, the first 3 Mortal Kombat games on PS3. I'm pretty sure that's the thing that I did.
Yeah, well, it's going to be like 20 now.
Well, it's going to be like nothing because I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
You can probably buy this Legacy on Steam for nothing.
Those people who made those Blasphemous games, they're the ones doing the Ninja Gaiden game. Does that help your interest at all?
Not a bit.
You haven't played Blasphemous?
Nope. I have no ambition to play.
I have not either, but I hear they're good Metroidvanias.
Yeah, no, I don't really have any interest in playing Ninja Gaiden, or really Blasphemous for that matter. I'm not sure I own them. I might own the first one. Publisher Koei Tecmo and developer Team Ninja have announced Neo 3 for PlayStation 5 and PC via Steam. It will launch early 2026. An alpha demo is available now for PlayStation 5 via the PlayStation Store until June 18th. What are you doing on this podcast, Greg? You got to be playing Neo.
I played it.
The demo?
I streamed it.
Oh. How is it?
I couldn't beat the final boss. Well, I ran out of time. Well, I didn't beat the final boss. I've tried 2 or 3 times, and he whooped my ass.
So it's a Neo game.
And I got shit I need to go do, you know. I'm not saying that I can't beat him, but yeah, it's a Neo game. It's the first I played and wrote a guide for the first Neo. I'd never played the second one. That's the one I should be playing. The third one has a button. You just hit L2 and you switch between samurai mode and ninja mode. And you can do that as much as you want. There's no limit to it. It changes your equipment, like all your gear. So you basically have 2 sets of gear, 2 sets of weapons. The ninja has ninjutsu. The samurai, which is like spells that you can recharge based on how much you fight.
One to dodge, one to parry.
The samurai doesn't. The samurai has a key pulse, which is a big component of the first Neo. A key pulse is where you like do an attack string, and it takes up your stamina, right? And then you hit R1 when the energy comes back to you, and you regain stamina, basically. Ninja can't do that. Instead, they do like a mist thing and get out of the way of an enemy. I don't know, it's basically more Neo. I mean, anybody who's played the first 2 Neos will probably be familiar with it and want to play it.
How spoiled can one Greg be?
Right? I really like the first Neo, and it's crazy that I haven't played the second one.
You haven't?
I haven't, no.
Oh, wow.
I own it, I haven't played it. I went and looked, because the Neo was one of the 3 games in 2016. I went on a fucking spree. It was my greatest writing spree ever. Neo was one of the games, I wrote like 3 bangers back to back to back. In my opinion, bangers. Jared, they were bangers. But Persona 5 was one of them, Neo was another one, and I can't quite remember the third one.
So good, Greg can't even remember what it was.
So good, I can't remember. It was great, though.
I'm sure they didn't have media, though.
No, none of them have media. You kidding me?
Okay, so they're at best a D+.
Oh, get out of here. All guide of the month. All perfect. Reigning champ. And I forget what it is. I can't remember.
That's Game Facts guide of the month.
Yeah.
Hey, Rebecca, remember back in the day when I wrote that guide for, I can't remember what it was, but it's something Bluder's Gate or something?
Okay, I'm going to look it up. God damn it. What did I do?
What was I writing in 2016?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
Jesus
what I put
Christ. Is this more of your, like...
Was it 2016? When did Persona 5 come out?
2017. Came out the same year as
Why am I thinking of
Horizon.
2016 then?
Because you don't even got your dates right. You can't remember the name of the game. You can't remember when it came out.
It was Resident Evil 7. Fuck. That's what it was. Yeah, Resident Evil 7, Neo, and Persona 5. Back to back to back. Like, what a string. First of all, what a string of games. That's a good string of games. I don't care what anybody says.
You know what? I just bought Resident Evil 7.
Did you really?
I already had the vanilla version of it. It was on my list for a long time, like, I'm going to play this in VR, it's going to be sweet, and I never got around to it. But I bought, like $15, I bought the gold, because it has all the DLC on PS4. I was
so
like, you
the
know
DLC,
what?
you realize the DLC to Resident Evil 7 is some fucking weird-ass shit, right?
That's fine, I just wanted to own it, so... Own it on disc.
They got a game in there where you just play, I forget if it's blackjack or poker, you play a card game. And every hand you lose, you get a finger cut off.
That sounds Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. It's. Then they have a mode called Ethan Must Die. That's rough.
I'm gonna try to play some Resident Evil games this year. I'm gonna try to get through some. Cause you know what?
Yeah,
You're
but
getting...
the first couple hours to Resident Evil 7 have to be like some of the best opening hours in video game history.
I might go Resident Evil 2 and then 7, then kind of switch back between the third
Did you ever
person
play
and first
Resident
person
Evil
games.
7, Jared?
Nah.
Oh no.
I'm gonna play some Resident Evil 7.
I would submit to you that the first 2 hours of Resident Evil 7 are some of the most dramatic and what the fuck moments of an opening game ever. But overall, I would pick Resident Evil, like between Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 is probably I prefer.
So I'm gonna play some Resident Evil. Hopefully I'll get done with at least 2 of them. And then we're gonna do a Resident Evil 9 guide. That's just how this is gonna work.
You think?
That sounds fair. Yeah, who else are they gonna put on Resident Evil over Greg?
I don't know. Didn't they have that Berserker guy working for them at some point?
Oh, I have no idea what Neo does.
He's probably done more Resident Evil than I have, which is crazy.
That sounds like a stretch.
What's his name? Kevin Hall, I believe.
I have no idea.
You not know fellow writers? What the hell?
No.
Such a narrow world viewpoint.
I don't have to piggyback on other people to make my guides look good. I can do that myself.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because me and him have worked together.
You applied to what?
Also, Jared, media doesn't mean a good guide.
I mean, all being equal.
I want to make sure we all fucking understand that
all
point,
being
because
equal.
I've been seeing the media guides that they've been putting out.
Okay. I already posted this, but you can do it again because there's still some pages on Doom without media. Go look at the pages without media and look at the pages that I've edited and added media to.
Good media absolutely enhances everything.
Is my media not good? Have you seen those pages?
I'm just saying that media doesn't
my media
make a
standard
guide better.
Do you know what my media standard is, right?
Not everyone is Nathan when it comes to putting in media.
Okay,
I mean, we're all not Alex either.
I mean, I didn't have the ability to make GIFs. That's all I really remember seeing on his page.
Are you saying Alex is bad? Because my God, do I love Alex's media.
Well, he puts a little bit too much.
Oh.
Well,
it's better to have a little too much than not enough.
No,
right?
if I had to critique Alex,
like circles, like he'll take a picture and then he'll circle something, right?
So
and he'll take a picture and he'll put in his own text.
Greg.
Sometimes that's fantastic.
Greg, go look at Chapter 4's media.
I got it pulled up actually.
My goal for media in a guide, I don't live up to this, but this is kind of an aspiration I like to shoot towards. You should be able to kind of follow the entire guide just by looking at the media. Like the media itself should suffice, even if there wasn't any other text besides what's in the caption box.
My media is god awful. We all know that. Go look at Resident Evil 2 on GameFAQs if you want more proof.
Like, I still don't have...
Well, minus videos. Like, I'll put in videos. I don't see you guys putting in videos.
No, I don't have a way to really... I don't have a video editor right now, honestly. So I don't even know how I would do that.
So
I
like
guess there's probably a free one.
Resident Evil 2 my Resident Evil 2 guide with boss videos. Is that better than just static pictures?
For boss fights, yeah, it would be better than a static image. I would say... Okay, here's the thing. Is it just a video... Like an uncut video of the fight, or is it GIFs that show attacks?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, then it's about equivalent, I would say. I think, like, the one thing that Alex does that I actually like is he uses a lot of GIFs, and I think that when it comes to some things, like a boss attack, I think GIFs are kind of useful.
Oh, yeah. Did you see his Monster Hunter World?
No. The thing that I would critique Alex for is he uses a lot of single images just plastered throughout a guide. And I think if you're not framing that down to thumbnail size, it really having a big image and then a sentence and then a big image and then a sentence, I think that just looks bad. I think it looks bad.
That's kind of what game packs looks like, but
I think it looks bad. I think it's annoying to scroll through. That maybe that's just me. I don't like how that looks. That's why I use the caption boxes, and I'll have 2 to 3 images side by side, because then you've got a line of media with text underneath it explaining the media, and it fits into the text better. You're not going to be perfect, but that's the aspiration I like to shoot for.
These embedded videos look decent. They're smaller than the fucking pictures are. I don't know.
Oh, on what?
I don't know. Clearly I've done media once. That means I'm immune to all your media jokes.
No, media jokes is what we call it when you actually try to put media in a guide.
God damn it. That would have been really good if you could have thought of it in a timely fashion.
I did! That was pretty quick!
Pretty quick. What, for 40?
Well, I mean, let's be fair. I am 40.
That's what I thought.
That was pretty snappy for 40, right? You're lucky anything sharp's coming out.
Far behind you.
Oh, my best days are far behind me. Shit, then this is going to get really bad, because those weren't even all that impressive.
Yeah.
Alright, we still got more state of play stuff to do, so shut up, Greg. Publisher Koei Tecmo and developer... No, we already did that one. What are you doing? PS Classics catalog will be updated with the PS2 version of Deus Ex on June 17th. Twisted Metal 3 and 4 on July 15th. Look, Twisted Metal 3 was the first Twisted Metal I played. That makes it nostalgic. It doesn't make it good. If it wasn't $10, like if I could get it for $2, I'd probably buy it just to fuck around with it. Because, like, I tell you what, the game plays like absolute shit, but it does one amazing thing. The first level, when you're in, like, the downtown stage, they play Super Beast by Rob Zombie. And that is just, like, the perfect fucking track for a Twisted Metal game. It really is. And then it's all downhill from there. But I still got some nostalgia for Twisted Metal 3. It's the first one I played, and you learn to adjust to the game's shit factor. It's one of those games where, like, the AI knows where all the pickups are and when they respawn. And it's just a little cheating rat bastard and makes its way to it before you can. But you can... That's a knowledge gap that you can bridge. So, I need to learn Supercharge.
Are they also bringing over Jesus Christ, Mist and Ribbon?
Oh, right, yeah, I wasn't done. So PS1 versions of Mist and Ribbon will be coming this month.
Like one of the first CD-ROM games, right?
I think it's one of the early... Well, I don't even want to say it's one of the early FMV games, one of the early CD-based FMV games. It's one of the first...
There was FMV sequences in it, but it was pretty minor.
I think it's one of the first CD-based games with FMVs that was actually considered good at the time. There've been a lot of FMV-based games that there's a reason no one talks about them anymore. The last news for the State of Play, publisher Sony Interactive Entertainment, developer Arc System Works have announced 4 vs. 4 tag fighting game Marvel Talk-On Fighting Souls for PlayStation 5 and PC via Steam, Epic Games.
This is basically Marvel vs. Capcom, except for with 4 characters.
Yeah, it will launch in 2026. I don't have anything against this. Go on, Jared.
I've heard people call it Marvel No Capcom.
Marvel No Capcom, yeah. Marvel accept half the shit you like in these games. The only annoying part about this, like, I'm not in the market for this. I'm not a fighting game guy. This got way too much time on the show, and
yeah, they basically introduced 8 characters because it's 4 vs. 4, right? So they have a 2 vs. 2, and then they introduced 6 new characters by adding them in one at a time. Like, it did take up a chunk of the freaking show.
Well, the real annoying part was they had the developers, and they were talking about how, like, they wanted to change the fighting game genre and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, This has been done. This has been a thing since the 90s. What are you changing? Like, there were arcade cabinets of this shit. Like, you used to play this shit in bowling alleys. This isn't new. This isn't interesting. It's an iteration of something that's been done to death. I'm not saying it's not going to be a good iteration of it, but, like, they were just talking about, like, their aspirations for this, and it's like, alright. Man, I gotta really introduce to you Nathan's double-decker PB&J sandwich. It's peanut butter and jelly, but you have 3 pieces of bread, so actually the peanut butter to jelly ratio is a little bit higher than normal. Ain't that amazing shit? Come the fuck on. Everyone's done that. Why are we talking about this like it's
now for a
new?
Great Jelly DLC character.
Yeah. Greg, now with buttered bread. Woo! Okay. So now we go to the summer game. Jared calls it the summer game snore. I didn't watch it. I know better. When Jeff Keighley says there's going to be something interesting to watch, he's lying. He's full of shit. Don't waste your time. You've only got one life, okay? I make fun of Greg for wasting his time on stupid platinum projects and shit, but there's nothing you can do in your life that's going to be a bigger waste of time than watching Jeff Keighley try to sell you his friends' games. So, again, I haven't even gone back and watched these.
Some of the platinum projects I've played, clearly.
Well, okay. I think that Gauntlet game and watching a Keighley Fest show are about on par with each other in terms of, like, squandered mortality, but...
Oh, Gauntlet holds up well in the annals of what I've done for Platinums.
Oh, jeez. That should cause introspection. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you know, it's good review fodder at the very least.
All right, but I still haven't watched this, so this is all just Jared posting stories here, and if Jared wants to comment on anything, but honestly, I'm not really sure he will, because not a whole lot that was shown off here of interest. Okay, that's a lie. I did go back and watch one thing. We'll get to it. Bandai Namco has announced Code Vein 2 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC via Steam. Will launch in 2026. I played the demo for the first Code Vein game. I bought it. I still kind of think one day I might play it, but we'll see. I know it's a Souls-like. It didn't play that bad.
Which you love.
Which I detest. I abhor, but it didn't play that bad. So I'm not entirely off on this, but it's definitely I will buy this for $20, just like the last one. Lies of P downloadable content expansion Overture is now available. Publisher NeoWiz and developer Round 8 Studio announced. Costs $30. This piece of DLC requires the base game and takes place in a late game chapter, so you can't simply boot the game up and start playing right away unless you already have a save, so not really on-roading anybody here. You know what? That actually reminds me of something. Baldur's Gate 2, one of the best games ever made, had a massive expansion called Throne of Baal.
Oh, God, here
they decided to do you a solid and allow you to make a character for Baldur's Gate, Throne of Baal, fresh. You'd be like your level would be in the teens, you'd have a sample of starting gear, and honest to fuck, I never understood why they would bother doing this. Like, this didn't come out like a decade after the original Baldur's Gate. It came out a year after Baldur's. If you played Baldur's Gate 2, you had your save by the time this came out, alright? And Baldur's Gate 2 is so story heavy, so gear dependent, and you kind of gotta build up the character to really understand how the spells are gonna work. Like, Greg, tell me what Greater Malison does in Baldur's Gate 2. Is it any good, or should you be casting it?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly, you have no fucking clue. So if you start up a fresh save of Throne of Baal, you are so far behind in terms of, like, game knowledge, what the game expects you to do, what spells work, what HLAs are worth a damn, all that shit. I guess you didn't have HLAs without Throne of Baal. But point stands, you don't know anything about the gameplay system if you skipped Shadows of Am. But you're going to start up...
It seems like a bad idea.
It seems like Like
Unless you're like some sort of massive D&D fan or something.
Well, that's the thing. Like things that work in pen and paper don't necessarily work all that great in D&D. It's a quirky system, all right. Like I can tell you, you can get like a fighter mage and cast spell immunity and protect yourself from certain spell schools. And if you protect yourself like from 3 different spell schools, you'll basically be indestructible from a lot of the one-hit kill and instant incapacitate spells in the game, spells and effects that you're going to face all the time. You're not going to know that starting Throne of Baal fresh. You're just not. I don't even know if you're going to start out with spell immunity. Oh, but hey, you know what? You got to make your character from scratch, so I'm sure not knowing what the fuck you're doing is really going to help when you're selecting your character's spells to start the game off with. I always thought it was a little weird.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Baldur's Gate 3 when you select a class for the first time and they ask you what spells do you want.
True, but the thing is...
I mean, you can also spend the time to read about them and see what they do.
You still don't really know what's going to work, though. The thing is, in Baldur's Gate 3, you usually can, like, get rid of spells you don't want later on, or if you're a mage, you're going to get spell scrolls and you can just learn new spells, or if you're a cleric, it doesn't even matter what you pick because, you know all the spells anyways, you just have different ones memorized. There are usually workarounds. This is 2nd edition D&D. There ain't no workarounds. Do you need the Identify scroll in Baldur's Gate, Greg?
No.
You do! You absolutely do! You're not going to know what any magic items are unless you cast that.
Why are you asking about games I haven't played?
Exactly! Because if you boot up Throne of Baal and you're like, alright, I'm a level 12 wizard at the start of the game.
Need is a strong word. I doubt I need it.
You need it. What 1st to 7 level spells do I want my... Sorry, 1st to 6 level spells do I want my mage to know at the start of the game? I don't know, it always seemed weird that they gave you that option.
That's a lot of things to pick from scratch.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice they added it, but seems a bit weird, so Liza P having a DLC that requires you to beat most of the way through the game seems a bit weird, but again, this game just came out, so you probably still have your save. Not that crazy.
No, lots of Souls games do that. That's how...
Bloodborne.
Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3.
Elden Ring, yeah. Well, I mean, like most people, when they get a DLC for a Souls game, they probably want more high-end content. So, late-game content, I should say.
Speaking of those Souls games, Neo 3 co-op.
No, I'm good.
Is a thing.
You haven't bullied me into Neo 2 yet, so I think I'm safe from Neo 3.
I think you could do it in Neo 1. I can't quite remember.
I don't know. 8-bit action adventure game Mina the Hollower will launch for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam on October 31st. Developer Yacht Club Games announced. I'll see you one Yacht Club game and raised you one Angry Orca games. A limited time demo.
Yacht Club is a... Shovel Knight was such a banger.
Well, hey, at least they made that one good game that one time.
Yeah. Well, they kind of made that one good game
like 4 different times. Yeah. Oh, man.
It's amazing how much changing up that playable character can actually matter. I did not like the... I mean, because they had 4 characters, basically, right? The Alchemist, meh. The rest of them, fantastic.
So you're a big fan of the... like the top
three
loader.
Out of 4 ain't bad.
You're a big fan of the top loader, like Sonic and Knuckles cartridge that allowed you to play Sonic 2 and 3 as Knuckles, right?
Yeah, I like the Tower of Power.
Bro, he can glide now!
And climb up walls. Don't you dare forget climbing up walls.
How could I? Shit was fundamental to my childhood.
Tails is also immortal, so, you know.
Well, not if you're playing it as player 1. Then he's kind of suddenly easy to kill.
Then he's mortal?
Yeah, strange how that happens.
Yeah.
Tribute Games has announced Scott Pilgrim EX for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Switch, PlayStation 4, Switch. Why is Switch again? Switch 2, I think is what it's supposed to say. God damn it, Sal! Fix your shit! And PC via Steam, it will launch early 2026. I did not like the last one. I will not bother with this one. Publisher Sega and developer RGG Studio have released a new teaser trailer for Stranger Than Heaven, the December 2024 announced title formerly known as Project Century. Platforms and release date remain unannounced. So not much to talk about here. And finally, Capcom has announced Resident Evil Requiem. See, the Q turns into a 9, Greg. Did you see that?
Boy, this is just the game show of all game shows, or like the week of all gaming announcements for Greg. It's amazing.
It's unprecedented.
Neo, it's insane. Bloodstained Tactics, Resident Evil, fucking Silent Hill, Neo. I'm even semi-interested in this fucking Ninja Gaiden game.
It's all downhill from here, Greg. It's all downhill from here.
This is peak Gregness. Everything is downhill from here.
Now they just need to announce the Evil Within 3, and you're going to be like, well, howdy.
Nah, no.
Greg just cleared house. It will launch for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC via Steam on February 27, 2026. I have no idea who this Grace chick is or what they're referencing with this hotel in the past. But I will say that Grace looks like a creative character I would make. In fact...
Apparently
the real thing you should notice here... Oh, go ahead, Jared.
Apparently she's the daughter of a character in Resident Evil Outbreak.
Oh. Did you know that, Greg?
I was about to say the real thing that you should notice here is the name Ashcroft.
I don't. That wouldn't mean anything for me anyways. She looks like a creative character I would make. She looks very close to the Doom character I created.
Those, for the record, those Outbreak games, I played through them. They were ahead of their time. Because you could get online with the PS2, and you can control one of, I want to say 4 characters. They made 2 of them, by the way. And each character had like an ability. Like one was a lock picker, another one knew how to like fix things, and they were a mechanic. And you'd survive together or not.
So
or
one
not
was
survive together.
One was a master of
different
unlocking.
Scenarios. Yeah, one was a master of unlocking. Yeah. And like for the PS2, are you kidding me? That was ahead of its time.
Didn't they port those games to PlayStation 4?
They did not.
No?
No, they're still PS2 only.
Wow, you going to bed, Rebecca?
Yeah, you woke me up.
I didn't wake you up. No, the doggies were attacking me.
Screaming at dogs.
Those Outbreak games are way better than any of this other multiplayer crap that Capcom's been trying to launch with Resident Evil. To include the frickin' I forget all their free to play shit they've been doing throughout the years. I mean, fuck it, it's not great.
I will say that Capcom has shit the bed when it comes to their multiplayer stuff, but they haven't destroyed the core of their games trying to do it. So, you know what?
No, it's usually attacked on it. Well, minus the Chronicles, I guess. But the rest of it's always like tacked on. It's like, it's akin to Mercenaries. You can safely ignore all of it.
If you want to tack some shit on and it's not going to fuck up the game, fine.
Yeah. Mercenaries is probably their most successful tack on. I mean, it's got to be.
Wasn't that for 7?
It was for 4. I think 5 and 6.
I was going to say, didn't they have it on 5 too? Yeah.
They released a standalone Mercenaries game at one point on the 3DS, I think. It's definitely the most common.
So, does it look good, Greg? I know there's not really that much gameplay, if any, but
yeah, there's like zero gameplay. Was there any at all?
Who knows? Who knows what they were flashing at us?
It looks fine. Parts of it look like it could be just a movie of a dude walking down a generic office. That's how close they're getting in the graphical departments.
Well, that's how they fooled you, so you didn't realize it was Resident Evil at first. Red Art Games has announced Joe and Mac Retro Collection, a collection including Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja, Congo's Caper, and Joe and Mac 2 Lost in the Tropics. It will launch digitally for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC via Steam in 2025. A Kickstarter campaign will launch on June 10th. Just speeding through some shit here. 2D hand-drawn Metroidvania game Constance will launch for PC via Steam November 24th, followed by PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Switch 2, and Switch in 2026. Developer Build und Tonfabrik, fucking Germans, announced. Build and
Look at this. Look at this German hate.
Yeah, I was born there. I get to hate them all I want. Owlcat Games.
But Nathan, weren't you just talking something nice about the Germans and what they used to do just the other day?
When?
Just the other day, you were going on and on about how our society should be more like them.
What are you talking about?
Well, what about Owlcat Games?
Anyways, Owlcat Games has announced The Expanse, Osiris Reborn, a third-person action RPG in the universe of acclaimed TV series The Expanse. Okay, this is how you know these fuckers are Russian. The Expanse? When's the last time that shit has been relevant? Like, on your top 10 list of TV series game tie-ins, where would The Expanse land for you?
No idea what The Expanse is. Is that a TV show?
Yeah, it will be available for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PC via Steam, the Epic Game Scam, and GOG. Release date was not announced. But you can be guaranteed that whatever release date they say, it's actually not going to be finished until a year after that, so just cool your tits on this one. Cave of Trials. Okay, so Jared, I am Hero Paladin, Expert Mercenary, Hero Hunter, Expert Magician, Hero Miner, Hero Woodcutter, Hero Angler, Master Farmer, Expert Cook, Hero Blacksmith, Hero Carpenter, Master Tailor, Master Alchemist, and Expert Artist. I gotta be getting up there. I've got half these classes heroed. Sorry, half these lives heroed.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 heroes.
It's not a competition, Jared.
You try to make it one.
It's not a competition if I'm not winning.
Oh, there it is.
I've only got seven heroes, 7 heroed. Seven. Alright. Let's go into the Xbox showcase, or as I call it, the Xbox I'll buy it on PlayStation 5 showcase. First news that we'll cover really quick. The Xbox are finally getting Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Final Fantasy 16 just shadow dropped today, and I guess Final Fantasy 7 Remake is coming to Xbox winter 2025.
Is it the anniversary of 16 dropping or something? Is there like a 1 to 2 year time limit or something?
I have no idea. Has it been a year, Jared?
16?
Yeah.
It might be.
I'm not. You know what? Let the Xbox have it. They can take it off PlayStation and just give it to Xbox.
Not? Yeah.
Like
I don't see why they shouldn't have it in the first place.
No, I'm not saying that they should just have it. They should be the only ones to have it.
Oh my god.
Delete it off of PlayStation. We don't need it. Garbage game. Dog shit. 5 out of 10.
Devil May Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake was actually pretty good, though. I'd give it an 8.5.
Final May Cry.
So I expected that game to go to Xbox like a year after launch. It's going to be 5 years by the time they get it, which is kind of crazy. That's a long time. I don't know why it took that long. I don't know what kind of deal that Sony had, but a little restrictive. But hey, you know what? High tide raises all boats, so good for them. Persona 4 Rewind was announced. They call it Revival or some shit. I ain't calling it Revival, because that's a garbage name. You might as well just call it Persona 4 Resurrected at this point. Rewind was so much better.
I'm really bummed it wasn't Rewind.
So I'm going to make a rule, a law, a dictum on this podcast that we will call it Persona 4 Rewind. Greg, learn your Latin, okay?
Got the dick right.
Learn Latin, you'll know what that means. It's the root of dictator, all that stuff. Anyways, educating on this podcast. It would have been more surprising if this wasn't shown off. Like, we had a lot of rumors that this was going to be a thing, and turns out, in fact, it was. So that's cool. I'm happy that this exists. They didn't really show off that much. The only character that was shown off is the MC running around that little mountain village in Japan. 10 out of 10. Great fucking trailer. Didn't show off any gameplay. Didn't show off any of the other characters. Barely showed off anything at all. 30 seconds. Saying this exists. Cool. Great. That's all I needed. No release date. No platforms. If I had to guess, it's going to be early 2026 on everything. Apparently going to be on Game Pass day one.
Everything is 2026.
I mean, there might be, you know what? There might be a difficult choice you have to make, Greg. Not buy Persona 4 or buy Resident Evil 9.
I mean, I've platinumed Persona 4 already. I haven't played Resident Evil 9.
You platinumed vanilla Persona 4. Wait, no, you didn't. No, you did Golden on Vita, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't do the remaster.
Vanilla Persona 4 didn't have trophies.
Yeah, that was on PS2. I meant Golden. You didn't platinum. Did you ever platinum any Persona 3?
No.
So
I didn't have trophies either.
I have more Persona 3 cred than Greg. That's all I'm hearing.
You didn't just have trophies.
Okay. That sounds like credibility to me.
How do I said trophies didn't matter?
How do I know that you've actually played the game, Greg?
Oh my god.
Didn't we do this earlier? How do I know?
I know. Trophies only matter when they matter.
You're a Persona 3 poser.
See, Nathan can see my proof of playing Persona 3.
I don't think I'll go easy on you.
Did you play Persona?
I hired a guy.
Did you play Persona 3?
I played Fez.
Oh, well then you're a poser too.
I wrote a guide for it.
Oh, okay. Well, who knows? Maybe you just watched YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's something you can do.
I don't know. Maybe you wrote a guide for Fez?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've kind of got all equal Persona cred here.
I tried playing The Answer at one point and found it incredibly tedious.
It's literally Persona. It's a dungeon crawler without the life stuff.
Yeah,
well,
so they took out all the interesting stuff.
That's the part that Greg. That's the real reason why Greg doesn't understand why I want to play SMT. He's like, but you don't have a waifu. Why would you bother?
I don't recall any of those girls having purple hair. I'm just saying.
I guess they didn't, did they? Well, they got to fix that for Persona 6, right? It's
0 out of 10.
It's about time.
Atlas did put out a statement saying that they're working on the future of Persona or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we all know they're working on Persona 6. I mean, like, I don't even view that as something to really get huffy about. If they haven't been working on Persona 6 for like 2 years now, I'm going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
They're going to say, we gave you Persona 6. It's called Metaphor.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty good.
How mad would you be at them?
I'd be a little mad that it's behind schedule, but Metaphor is pretty good, so I wouldn't be super mad. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good, Greg. What are you, a child?
That's absolutely true.
So, it's not like I got nothing. They released Persona 3 Reload and Metaphor last year. I got a good bit of Atlas last year. So anyways, Persona 4 Reload, Remaster, Rewind, whatever. It's a thing. It'll probably be here 8 months. 8 months would be my guess. Right around the time. I'm going to say March. I'm going to say March 2026. My guess.
First, here's a good question for you guys, since you're such big Persona 3 buffs.
Yep.
Persona 3 or Persona 4?
Hmm.
You can only have one. The other one disappears entirely.
I pick 4.
Why you gotta do me like this?
Come on.
I think I slightly prefer Persona 3.
I also pick 4.
I know. I'm in the minority here.
Persona 3 has Ken, and Ken can go die in the fire.
It has that dog. I don't really like the dog either. No, Persona
4 has Nanako.
The police chick. She is that Persona 4 doesn't have any bad main characters. except for Teddy. And Teddy's not as bad as I like. I guess I built up a tolerance to Teddy before I even played the game because I heard how bad he was going to be, and I'm like, okay,
He's not even that bad.
he's just annoying. He's not terrible. I've suffered through worse.
Is he unbearable?
No, but that fucking pun was. I wasn't a huge fan of the little girl. You'd be surprised.
I liked her quite a bit, and the whole dungeon based around her and that song that plays in it is routinely stuck in my head.
It had some good music. I don't remember that specific. I remember the music that plays when you're in the staging area, but before you've actually entered a dungeon. I don't know why I really like that one. I don't know. Like, I'm not forced to play with most of the characters I don't like in Persona 3, so like it's just.
No, you really aren't, but it does feel by the time you get to Ken and
they've run out of ideas. I'm like, why are they even doing this? Yeah,
and the dude with the axe, I just feel the character selection of 4 is far superior.
I'll say this,
and I like the. You also have to keep in mind that the dungeon design was better in 4, and the overall story was just better.
I don't know. I'm not sure I'd give it that. The murder mystery was fine, but I thought the reveal was kind of a wet fart. And of course it has to be like an evil god at the end, right? Like, kind of neutered the whole thing.
The final boss in 3 was better than the final boss in 4.
It had better build up. I like that Death just showed up and chased your ass like in Persona 5. Instead of just being, like, in treasure chests. I didn't like Death being in treasure chests in Persona 4. I don't know. I think they're both really close, but I think like, you take the best 4 characters in Persona 4 and put them up against the best 4 characters in Persona 3, and I think I like the Persona 3 cast a little bit better. Akihiko, Mitsuru... I even like what's her face, the fucking bitch who can't fucking hit twice with an arrow in a row. I think it's with a Y. Maybe it's not. Yukari, there you go.
Yukari, yeah.
So,
Chie beats all these.
Chie is pretty good. I don't know. I liked Rize as well, so she was. I don't know. It's not like I hated 4. I'd give a slight edge to Persona 3. Personal preference. I should clarify Persona 3.
To be wrong, I guess.
Persona 3 Portable over Persona 4 Golden. Because once you take out female MC, I think female MC is better than male MC in Persona 3. I do like that your detective uncle. I like that you actually have a family in Persona 4. So it was kind of cool in Persona 4 going back to the place where you were in Persona 3. That little snippet. Although you got to admit,
that was like a good Easter egg.
You had that part where they went to that club where that fucking like drunk old monk is. I think that's the same club that you go to in Persona 4. And like they supposedly get high, but not high, drunk, but then they realize, oh, this is like a teen-rated game or whatever. No, it's M-rated, so I don't know why they even did this. They end up getting high on the atmosphere or some shit. It's like, what are you doing? This is stupid. Like, make your child protagonist get drunk or not. Shit or get off the pot. That's all I'm saying. So that was really weird. Like, why would you even do that?
Master of ESRB Nathan over here.
I mean, the ESRB should just be abolished. I think we already established that, right? I said it, and no one presented any convincing counter arguments, so everyone else should.
I wonder what that would be like as a job.
You know what? I would use the words deep.
You just get paid to play video games, and
I would use the words deep cleavage every chance I got.
Yeah, it's your report. You use anything you want.
I have no idea what that even means. Like, at what point does the cleavage just go from just
normal
well,
to
no,
deep?
like, where...
It's a weird topic you started.
If there's a little bit of, like, mammary fold showing, like, You're not gonna partial nudity that, right? And they mentioned deep cleavage and partial nudity as like different things. So there's like a gradient here between like, all right, it's just a lady showing a little cleavage. It's no big deal. Like, tits exist. We're not gonna give it a special category. But at what point is this like a volumetric measurement? Is it like an eye test? Do you have to get a ruler down in there? At what point does like cleavage become deep cleavage?
It's at the point where the bikini vol.
We have to know these things. Oh, Greg disconnected. We have to see the deep cleavage was too much for him. He got too deep and fell entirely in a pit of cleavage. ESRB strikes again. See, this is what you get. You're loyal to the Fed and they fuck you over. So, but it is like
don't bring this topic up with DSP.
What? So he's just gonna fucking? Oh, I don't need. I'm married. Way to go, DSP. You married a chick who's surprisingly fat and still can't sport deep cleavage. Like, nothing's worse than a fat chick who still doesn't have boobs. What the fuck? No, he's too mature for that shit. Alright, since Greg isn't here, let's, oh no, we only have, like, a few things left. We can't just burn on without Greg, can we? I don't know how I feel about that. I think Greg would be bummed out. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more stories. Alright, we'll wait for Greg. But seriously, it's a stupid topic, but I would actually like to know.
I dropped off.
Yeah, I know. I told everyone that you got by the deep cleavage.
My answer to the deep cleavage was at the point where you start making games that start with Dead or Alive, Extreme Beach, something.
No, I think that's partial nudity, right?
What, side boob?
Well, chicks in bikinis, right? Isn't that partial nudity? You don't think that's partial nudity?
It's a hard line to just make up out of nowhere.
How much butt cheek has to be showing before it's partial nudity?
Yeah, see, there you go.
I have to know these standards.
Some of these one-piece bathing suits cover way more than underwear. Just saying.
All right, let's get through these news stories so I can go make myself some spaghetti.
I want my name to be Spaghetti.
Publisher Xbox Game Studios and developer Obsidian Entertainment have announced Grounded 2 for Xbox Series and PC. It will launch in game preview on July 29th. I don't know how Obsidian is being so productive. They actually mentioned
slave labor.
It has to be, man, because they're going to release 3 games this year. They released Avowed earlier in the year. They are releasing Grounded 2 in like a month. And then they've got The Outer Worlds 2 that's coming out later this year. And I don't know how they... I don't know, man. It's kind of impressive. By the way, Grounded is a game we actually need to play on this podcast. Like, I've been waiting for it to go down price. It's multiplayer survival Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's what it is.
That seems like a great... Well, I say good. I'll change it to great. That seems like a great concept.
Yeah, I was like one of those this didn't exist before kind of games, but apparently it did well enough that it's getting a sequel. It probably will come to PlayStation at some point, but I just been waiting for the price of it to go down digitally.
I think the second game's it's not the full game, it's just like early access.
Yeah. Yeah, game preview. But I don't know. I'm just kind of surprised we haven't gotten to this yet. We got Helldivers, we got Grounded. Those are 2 of the games I'm looking at as podcast games. I guess we'll see. Hopefully it goes down in price eventually. The Outer Worlds 2 will launch for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC via Steam in the Microsoft Store on October 29th. Publisher Xbox Game Studios and developer Obsidian Entertainment announced it will also be available via Game Pass. They want to charge $80 for it. I did watch the whole deep dive. It looks like The Outer Worlds. I will honestly say, they kept doing a bunch of skits during the deep dive where they would like they were like in a boardroom, a meeting room, and they were like workshopping what negative traits to have for characters and just one chick was like, well, sometimes I just take things. And, like, another guy's like, you mean steal? And she's like, no, we'll take a little bit. He's like, do you ever give it back? And she's like, no. He's like, so you're a thief. And it was funny. Another guy was like, I sometimes stare up at the sun. And the main guy was like, you stare at the sun? For how long? It's my lunch break. And the guy's like, an hour? And he's like, my lunch break's only 30 minutes. Do you guys get an hour? They were just doing these skits, and they're not actors. They're just fucking greasy developers working at Obsidian. They actually had pretty good comedic timing for these skits that they were doing where they were workshopping negative traits. Yeah.
I stare at the sun.
So apparently there's a negative trait you can have in the Outer Worlds 2 where you have stared at the sun too much, and, like, the game has a whole bunch of, like, lighting artifacts and bloom and shit that makes it... They showed it off. It looks pretty ugly to try to play with that, but you have a trait where you are just like a kleptomaniac, and
you can't help it.
You can't help it. Sometimes you'll get more money if you sell stolen items, but sometimes you're just like looking at items in the game world, you'll automatically steal it. Which, how many times have you looked at a stolen thing in an Obsidian game and gone, yeah, I'll wait for this guard to go away before I steal it? Well, you might not have that option with this negative perk, so it's kind of funny. I don't think you'd ever pick it if you were being serious, but it was funny to watch that.
That would be a horrible perk to have.
That would be a horrible perk to have, yeah.
Every guard in every city knows you because you've had to bribe them.
Because you're just, a compulsive kleptomaniac.
The only way you make that perk good is if you somehow, like, bake it in.
Correct.
So it's not as negative.
It's a negative trait. It's supposed to be negative. It's supposed to be for
Well, I mean,
minutes.
it'll be negative, but, like, you can't just be, like, Skyrim. You can't just be arrested every time you enter a city, right? Like, there's negative and then there's game breaking.
We'll see. I don't know. That stared at the sun one looked pretty game breaking. Like, I was watching it going, no one's playing the whole fucking playthrough like this. Like, it's not a little ugly. It's very ugly. So it looks good. It looks interesting. I'm not paying $80 for it. No fucking way. Unless I do a guide for it. Then I'll pay $80 for
I
it.
was
But
just looking up various games on ESRB.
are you looking for the connecting line between deep cleavage and partial nudity?
Yeah, they didn't say deep. They didn't say anything about cleavage on Nier Automata.
Well, it's not deep cleavage. Her boobs aren't big enough.
I know. Stellar Blade has deep cleavage.
Oh, does it? Okay, I know. I think it was Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was the first time I saw deep cleavage as an ESRB item.
The game depicts some female characters in revealing costumes.
Okay.
Deep cleavage, skin tight, flesh tone bodysuits with breasts that jiggle during combat.
Hell yeah! Shut up, Greg.
Show those 15-year-olds.
I mean, who else bought Stellar Blade, really?
That was appropriate timing.
Burp, burp, burp. Your phone's getting a little horny over the idea of deep cleavage, apparently.
Yeah.
Publisher Xbox Game Studios and developer In Exile Entertainment have released an extended look trailer for first-person RPG Clockwork Revolution. Greg, you need to watch this trailer. This was objectively...
Is it another Greg game?
It kind of looks like BioShock.
Am I just getting all the things ever and I don't even know the amount of things I'm getting?
It looks like steampunk RPG BioShock made by In Exile, who are the guys who did Wasteland and what's it called? Torment of Numenera. So definitely go look and watch this whole trailer. The best takeaway I got from this trailer is there's this Ebenezer Scrooge motherfucker. The game's very British, right? And he goes to complain to like a robot constable about being robbed. And the robot constable asks him if there's anybody he knows that would have a grudge against him, that would like want to do anything to hurt him. And they both stop and stare at each other. And they both just start belting out laughing. Because obviously this guy's just a giant prick and everyone hates him. And then the robot cop's like, okay, well, I'm going to need more to go on than that. And so they have the guy describes his assailant, and who he's describing as your main character. So it's like, he had a mustache. No, a bigger one. And they're going through like the character creation options while this is happening.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and it was just really clever way to introduce the character creation, in my opinion. It was a really long trailer. It showed off a lot of gameplay, a lot of non-gameplay. Basically everything you could want to see what this game's like. You got a vibes check, you got some lore, you got your protagonists and their background introduced, you got characters introduced, you got gameplay. Absolutely go look at this. I think this is objectively the best thing that was shown off the entire week. Just in terms of its quality as a trailer, plus it doesn't hurt that it looks interesting either. Definitely Clockwork Revolution. Go look at that. It looks fantastic. And finally, the last bit of news we have for this packed week. Again, we didn't cover everything. We don't have an interest in everything. It is what it is. If you need someone to talk to you about Call of Duty, go look somewhere else. It's not us. Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition was announced. It is out July 15th. This wasn't the Xbox show. I guess this just kind of was announced off on its own. It's going to come to PlayStation 5, Steam, GOG, Switch, and Xbox. And optimistically, this is another potential podcast game. The thing is, this is another game made by Obsidian back in the day. Back when they were making sequels to BioWare's games.
Which they did quite a bit.
Well, they did it twice. KOTOR 2 and Neverwinter Nights 2. And this is a game, this is like one of the last PC games I played, because this is like right at the end where everything went digital. This game was so broken it had like a game-breaking fucking bug at the end of the first act, and you had to like download patches to get it fixed. And I remember, I told this is the last time I broke a physical game disc. Because I didn't have the internet at home. I worked on campus, so I'd have to go to college, and I download patches, but you couldn't just download patch 1.8 or whatever, right? No, it turns out that you had to layer these in a specific order to get them to work. So you'd have to download patch like 1.1, then 1.3, and there's way more numbers and it's way more granular than this.
Yeah, this is a common thing in IT, by the way. There's major and minor versions, and you have to make sure that your progression is correct.
Well, I'm about to take your job then.
I doubt it. Go ahead.
But I followed a forum post saying exactly the order you have to patch this shit. So I downloaded all these patches. I installed them one at a time, and I was able to get the game working. It's a decent game. It's a decent game. I liked what I played of it. I got about halfway through it. The story of my life. And I don't know, I just got distracted by shit. They have a nice little trial thing where you got to convince people to side with you politically. Choices matter kind of shit. So it was pretty good. I stopped playing it. I come back to it. I think it was actually a few years later. And, the game wants you to provide a CD key. I'm like, you want me to provide a fucking CD key for a game that I fucking own that's already been installed? I can't find the manual anywhere. I just get so mad I break the disc. Like, fuck this game, fuck these developers, fuck this DRM for a game that I had to fucking spend 3 hours patching manually because they can't get it to fucking work out of the box. Fuck you. So I can't really say I have a glowing review of Neverwinter Nights 2, except that I liked it when it worked. It needed to do that more, the working thing, but I liked it enough that I'm eager to give it a try, like the Enhanced Edition, presuming it has the bugs fixed and I can put a game disc in my console and just play it. I'm a little worried that this game will kind of be like the first Neverwinter Nights and not really have its UI updated at all for console, because once you're in nested radial menus for a console game, I don't know, that it just breaks down. It stops working. So we will see. This will be a price drop game for sure, but if it's not shit, another potential podcast game. So we will see. We will see. And that is it for all these game shows that just ambushed us.
What a week to be a gamer.
First week of June 2025, just everything. So one last thing. So I'm really hungry, so I'm not going to sit here and shoot the shit forever like I might normally do, but right now, speculative 12-month lineup, gaming-wise, just shit we're interested in, loosely. Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster, The Outer Worlds 2.
September.
End of September, yep. Outer Worlds 2, which I think is October, end of October. Gears of War Remaster, which is the end of August. So August, September, October, we've got games. Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition, July. Bloodstained 2 next year. Resident Evil 9 next year, and Persona 4 Rewind probably next year. And we don't have release dates for Bloodstained or Persona 4, but just presuming they're going to be out in the next 12 months. I could be wrong. But that's not a bad lineup. That's not a bad lineup of games. Especially since we're going to have one that I'm interested in every month from July until the end of October. So, not necessarily sure I'm buying them at that time.
Well, you go see Yote.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I mean, these are just games that were announced at these shows. Yote, when does that come out again? October, fuck. So
I wish they had a better collector's edition. They did the Tsushima one so well.
Did you buy the collector's edition for that?
Yeah.
I got the limited edition for it. And I was very lucky to get it. So, I don't even see how much that costs now. Ghost of Tsushima Steelbook. About $50. $50. Oh, no, sorry, this one guy has it graded and he's trying to sell it for $270. Fuck off. Fuck off. I think I can swing $50 for Gears. $50 for Final Fantasy Tactics. I think I can do that. Everything else very guide dependent. But we got a lot of good stuff coming out. So, Greg, how spoiled are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I mean, it's got to be a 10, right? Like,
pretty close.
Even if they didn't put in the jobs for War of the Lions, that's still probably a 10.
All right, so happy Greg, even if all the things that he's getting might not be 100% up to his standards.
Castlevania used to be a thing.
Oh, shut up! You got Bloodstained now. You don't need a Castlevania. We got Castlevania at home.
At least Bloodstained was good enough that I don't feel like it's, wish Castlevania.
I will say that I don't particularly care if Persona 4 doesn't come with the golden enhancements as much as I cared about the portable enhancements for Persona 3. Cause I don't know, I don't need the striped socks chick in the extra endgame dungeon. I don't think that added all that much. So, not as much as female protagonist and some extra, social links, but it is what it is. We'll see what we're getting.
Right. Didn't Golden have extra social links as well?
I can't remember. I don't know. But I know that Portable did that, had the female-only links. All right, that'll do it for episode 446. I am starving. I've eaten oatmeal, and that's it all day. So I'm going to go make some spaghetti, and I'll see you guys later.
Yes.
All right, later.